So you're thinking of moving to Las Vegas? Well, don't. At least until you watch this video. Alright, so in this video, we're going to break down all the things you need to know before you move here to Las Vegas so you get a real idea of what living in Las Vegas is like. And if you stick through to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a real quick market update, show you some bonus secrets of how you make your move here as successful as possible. So stick around till the end, but let's get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Las Vegas and moving to Las Vegas, then go ahead and hit subscribe, tap that bell for notifications, and you'll be the first to know everything there is to know about moving to Las Vegas. Hi, my name is Anthony, and my team and I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every day looking to make their move to Las Vegas, and we absolutely love it. Look, if you're looking to make your move in the next 9 to 90 days, go ahead and shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email, and we'll make sure we get your move as smooth as possible. So as I was saying, today we're going to break down everything you need to know about moving to Las Vegas and what you need to know before you move here so you get a real good understanding of what living here is like and some of the good things, some of the drawbacks from living here. We're going to go over the top 5 or 6 things here, and remember, stick around to the end and I'll give you a bonus update on what the market's like and how you can be successful in moving here. So let's just jump right into it. What is that number one thing you need to know about living here? Before we get to that, let me just give you a quick geography lesson, because I find that a lot of customers and clients who are looking to move here have kind of a skewed understanding of what the actual geography of Las Vegas is like. And they talk about Las Vegas. When you come here as a tourist, look, you're looking at the Strip, which is 3.5 miles long, about 1 mile wide, okay? The actual Las Vegas area is 28 miles north to south and about 26 to 28 miles east to west. So it's really this little squarish rectangle in the middle of the desert that we talk about as Las Vegas. And inside of that squarish rectangle area, there are 3 different cities. There's the city of Las Vegas itself. Now, the city of Las Vegas starts in the middle of Las Vegas around the Fremont Street area. It doesn't really include most of the Strip, surprisingly enough. So it starts there in that Fremont Street area, works its way west and north, and it includes places like Centennial Hills and parts of Summerlin North, some of those areas. Then you have the city of North Las Vegas, which abuts it. So you have the city of Las Vegas, then abutting that is the city of North Las Vegas, and that goes out to the east from that center point line, basically, of that square. And the city of North Las Vegas takes over that eastern part and the northern part of that. So that's your northeast corner. Your northwest corner is the city of Las Vegas. Then you have the southeast area, and that's Henderson. So Henderson is its own city. Now, everything else in that square is encompassed by the unincorporated Clark County. And inside of unincorporated Clark County, we have a couple of different regions and areas. There's your Summerlin South area. There's Spring Valley area. There's the Enterprise area, which includes things like Southern Highlands. You have Paradise. You have Winchester, Sunrise Manor, and the Whitney area. Now, those areas all together become unincorporated Clark County. When you talk about Las Vegas, it actually includes all of that. Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson, and unincorporated Clark County. So let's talk about the big thing that you probably are thinking of. What is the weather like in Las Vegas? Well, it's a desert. And it's actually a kind of a high desert. We're at about 2,000 square feet above sea level. That comes with its own set of challenges and opportunities. It does get hot here, and I'm not gonna lie, when it gets hot here during the summer. So your late June through September are kind of hot months. Now, we know that. Everything's been designed around that. There's lots of opportunities and places to recreate during that time. You don't have to do everything outdoors, but it does get hot here. It gets in the 110s quite a bit. Alternate part of that is we have more than 300 days of sunshine throughout the year. Now, that being said, during the winter, it gets cold here. And you don't normally think about that. You think of Las Vegas and you always think about, oh my gosh, it gets hot during the summer. During the winter, because it is a desert, it does get cold. So you get from the 30s to the 60s during that winter time. So that's just one thing you need to know. But even when it's in the 30s, it's absolutely beautiful because of those 300 days of sunshine. It is gorgeous. The skies are fantastically blue all that time. It's just a really nice place to live. And while we occasionally, and I say occasionally, get snow here, it's like maybe a half inch and maybe lasts for a day. And that happens maybe every 2 or 3 years. And only in certain parts of the Las Vegas Valley, the higher parts of the Las Vegas Valley. Rarely do you get snow that sticks on, let's say, the Strip, which is the lowest point of the valley. But if you want snow, we have Mount Charleston that is right maybe 45 minutes outside of the center of the city. It's a fantastic place to go. They have a ski resort and ski slopes. You can go sledding there. You can go hiking there. You can do all of those things. Also during the summer when it gets hot in the 110s here, that Mount Charleston area is awesome because they have fantastic hikes and it's always 30 degrees lower than it is here in Las Vegas. So you can actually catch a 70-degree day there, a 72, 75-degree day there. That feels fantastic to get out of the heat, and you're only a 40-minute car ride, and an easy car ride at that. So there are lots of things to offset the heat and the cold. The weather, look, the weather is what it is. You get used to it and deal with it just fine. All right, let's move on to our second thing that you need to know about moving to Las Vegas. The traffic. Okay, we like to complain a lot here in Las Vegas about the traffic. Now, I've lived in New York. I've lived in California. I've lived in Boston. I've lived in some of the most heavily trafficked areas in the country. The traffic that we complain about here is literally the traffic that you would pray about for in some of those other locations. Yes, we have traffic, and there's some parts that are worse than others, but it's completely easy. You can get from one side of the city to the other in less than a half hour's time, almost all the time, unless there's a big wreck or something like that. But you can literally get from one side of the city to the other in under a half hour. The part that gets the most congested, okay, is there's the 15, which runs through the middle of the city. That is the part that gets the most congested. And if you're coming from California and you visited here from California, you know the 15 well. It's where the Strip parallels the 15 there. It's where you come in through from Southern California, you get on that 15 and you come here. But that 15 from what we call the Spaghetti Bowl, which is where the 93, the 95, the 515 all meet with the 15, that's called the Spaghetti Bowl. From there to the start of the Strip is your most congested part of traffic. Now there you can, depending on the time of day, you can sit in that 8 miles, 10 miles of freeway. You can sit there for a good 20, 30 minutes. Because we are built in a squarish rectangle, it's very easy to get on the side streets and navigate your way around the city very easily. It's laid out like a grid. Once you know a few key side streets, you can make it anywhere in the city without ever getting on that 15. But on top of that, what they built was this amazing 215 beltway. And that takes you all the way along the edge of the city, all the way down from the north. So it goes from east to west in the north, all right? And it goes from north to south along the western ridge. And then it goes all the way from west to east along the southern ridge of the city. So there's a big square that you can get around on the 215, super fast to get around. The city has done a great job, and Clark County has done a great job of making it very easy for residents and tourists to get around the city. But you do want to know that the one area that you kind of want to look at the most is that 15 through around the Strip area. That does get congested more so than anywhere else in the city. So that would be the one area that if you could not go to the 15 and find your alternate way around, that would be the one thing that I would look at. The other thing and the other place where there is traffic is the Strip itself. Now, as you know, especially coming if you've been here as a tourist, you know that 3.5 miles gets very congested, especially on the weekends or when there's a big event going on here. And it could take you some time to get up and down the Strip if you're on Las Vegas Boulevard. But let me give you the pro tip. The pro tip, on either side of the Strip, on the west side or the east side, there's alternate routes there. So on the west side, you have we used to call it industrial. Now it's called Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and Sammy Davis Jr. So, and basically those three streets are all the same, and they used to be old industrial and they renamed them. But it parallels the Strip on the west side of the Strip going north-south. You never have to get on the Strip. And if you're on the east side, there's two streets that you need to know, Koval and Paradise. You take those two streets, again, you can get anywhere on that side of the Strip without ever touching the Strip. You can get right to the parking structures for every single casino right along that street. You don't have to go on the Strip and sit in that traffic the same way that you would. Now, there's times when you want to go down the Strip because it's absolutely beautiful. It's electric. It's why 42 million plus people come every year to this city. And when you do want to do that, you're doing it with intention. You have the opportunity to do anything that you could want in the world, but you do it with intention. If you don't want to do that and you just want to be utilitarian and you want to get somewhere, there's alternate ways of getting there that are very simple and easy to get around. And once you know those little tricks, those times when you don't want to enjoy the scenery of the Strip and the glamour of the Strip, you know how to get around. Remember, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. on the west side, and on the east side, you want to go on Koval or Paradise. And those two, they parallel the Strip the entire way, and you can get anywhere you want off of those streets. Let's go to the next one, and that is Vegas is still a very growing area. That means construction and reconstruction and more construction does happen. We're always improving our infrastructure, making it easier to get around. As the population grows and spreads out and moves to different areas, you'll find that we invest a lot in our infrastructure here, which makes our state flower the construction cone. You'll notice construction cones quite a bit, even on the side streets, because that is where all the activity is going on and all the infrastructure is being pumped up. And we are making this a more fantastic place by the day. But it does come with a price, and you will see construction zones quite a bit through your drive. Not a problem. They're normally quick about getting the construction done. What's funny is you'll see the cones, but you'll never see the construction workers working. Yet in a couple days, somehow, some way, that construction is finished. But that's okay. It's just one of those things that you have to know, that there is still construction going on, and it happens quite regularly. Additionally, there's a lot of new home construction going in a lot of different areas. Like I said, this is a burgeoning market. We have 300 plus people moving here a day to the Las Vegas area. We have to make the room and the homes for all of our friends to come here and begin living here and making Las Vegas even better than it is now. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited that you're looking at moving to Las Vegas. The more people we bring in, the better this place gets. Just amazing the community becomes. And it is such a fantastic place to live. And there's a reason why everybody wants to move here. So let's move on to the next one. This is the gambling capital of the world, as well as being the entertainment capital of the world. So you need to understand that there are opportunities to partake in your vices, no matter what they be, everywhere in this city. Let's just take gambling, for example. Gambling is not limited to the casinos. Gambling and machines are everywhere. You go to the gas station, there's a machine. You go to the grocery store, there's a set of machines. There are machines everywhere. So you need to know that, and you need to start to think about gambling not as a tourist, but as a fun activity. And you need to think about gambling with intention rather than letting it take over as a vice. Same thing with alcohol. Alcohol you can get 24 hours a day here. Bars do not close at 10, 11, 12, 2 o'clock in the morning. Bars can be open 24 hours a day. You need to be aware of these things, that the opportunity for indulging in vices is present. And if that's something that scares you, you need to look at a different area or figure out how to deal with that here in Las Vegas. Because it is everywhere, it does drive a big part of our economy. Gaming is the reason why we don't pay a state income tax, which we'll get to in a minute. All of the tourists that come here, and sometimes the residents that gamble here. So first of all, thank you if you come here as a tourist for paying my state income taxes. I appreciate it. And when you move here, you're gonna thank all your friends and all those tourists as well. But that's on another story. The next one that we should talk about is the taxes and the financial benefits of living here. As I said just a second ago, look, we don't have a state income tax, and a big part of that is because we are such a big tourist destination. We draw 42+ million people from around the world to that little strip. That 3.5 miles by 1 mile is packed with 42 million people a year. Just larger than life entertainment that happens right here in Las Vegas. In addition to that, the cost of living in Las Vegas is fantastic. You're gonna find that your money goes so much farther here. And one of the reasons why it makes moving to Vegas just one of the best choices financially that you can make. You add on the cost of living plus the no state income tax, your money goes so much farther. Look, if you live in California, you pay this top state income tax rate of 14%. You come here, you make the same money, you immediately get a 14% raise on your pay. How would you like to take home 14% more every week? Not too bad. Add on that the cost of living being half of what it is in that California area. Now your 14% is really like getting a 28% increase in your pay. It just makes amazing financial sense. Cost of housing. The cost of per square foot here is half of what it is in most places in California. Your money, the same amount that you pay today in California for your living gets you double here in Las Vegas. And you're not missing out on very much. You know, we have everything that you could want right here in Las Vegas. It makes it a fantastic place to move, and your money just goes so much farther when you move here. So let me talk about one of the final really big and cool reasons to move here to Las Vegas, okay? And that is our inclusivity and diversity. We draw 42 million people from around the world to our city every year. And that's as tourists. A lot of those tourists come here and they fall in love with the city and they end up moving here too. We welcome you as a city. We welcome everyone here. This is like the true melting pot of America. This is the New York in the 1900s. This is where everybody from around the world wants to come and live, not just be a tourist, but they want to come and live. So there is opportunity and space for everyone here, and we welcome everybody here to be part of this amazing, amazing place called Las Vegas. No matter, like I said, no matter what your thing is, you are welcome here. We welcome everybody. We want everybody to come here, feel like family, feel part of the Las Vegas community, because that's who we are. That's what we were born and raised on, is to be inclusive and have that diversity of thought, culture, all of it just makes Las Vegas better and better. So we welcome you, and I look forward to making you part of and helping you on your journey to becoming part of the community of Las Vegas. So let me get to our bonus that we talked about, okay? And the bonus is, where is the market today? What does it look like? What does it take to be one of those 300 that move here to Las Vegas? I'm not gonna lie. Right now, it's a very competitive market. Look, the time we're shooting this, we have 3 weeks of inventory. Now, that's not to say that we're down in sales. No, we're way up in sales. The inventory is just turning so fast. There's so many people wanting to move here that you have to act fast. You have to be prepared. You have to have the right team in place to be able to make your move here as successful as and easy as possible. And that's why I'm assuming that you're watching this, is because you want to make it here. You want Las Vegas to become home. Well, you need that team that knows how to navigate this type of market. You need a team that's there and ready for you to make this a successful move for you. So we can do that for you. And like I said, the info's in the description below. You can call or text, you can book a Zoom call, and we can get on a Zoom call and figure out how to get you moved here as easily as possible and get you exactly what you're looking for, to get your foot in the door and to make Las Vegas your new home. And we thrive on that. That's what we love to do. And I'd love to do that for you. So go ahead and give us a text, give us a call, send us an email, book that Zoom call. That's the best way to do it. Things move in days, not weeks. There isn't that time to go home and sleep on it like there used to be. Right now, you need to know what you want. You need to have everything set up, and you need to be ready to pull that trigger as fast as possible. Other than that, I hope you got some value out of this video, and I hope that we provided a real different look than what you normally hear about. We don't all live in casinos. We don't all work in casinos. This is a huge community, and it's just a great place to be. I look forward to seeing you as my new neighbor, or I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.